Listen, I'm about to tell you something that'll sound completely insane by opening day, but just bookmark this and come back to it in October. Baseball has a way of making fools out of all of us, and honestly, that's exactly why we love it. Last season proved that better than anything I could write. Think about it. The Blue Jays in the World Series? Cal Raleigh leading the entire league in home runs? If someone told you those things would happen before last season started, you'd have laughed them out of the room. I know I would have. And full transparency here, I went 0 for 5 on my predictions last year. Complete strikeout, though I will defend myself slightly because I did nail the Carlos Correa trade, just had the wrong destination. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, right? But that's the thing about baseball predictions. You're essentially throwing darts blindfolded, hoping something sticks. The variables are endless. Injuries, breakouts, collapses, chemistry, luck. It all matters, and none of it's predictable. Yet here we are again, ready to put ourselves out there for another round of bold predictions for 2026. Let's start with something that's been brewing in Philadelphia, because the drama there is too good to ignore. Dave Dombrowski, the Phillies president, basically threw shade at Bryce Harper during his end-of-season press conference. He said Harper's still quality, still all-star caliber, but then added that Harper didn't have an elite season like he's had before. Then Dombrowski finished with this gem about only finding out if Harper becomes elite again or just continues being good. Now, Harper's an 8-time All-Star and 2-time MVP. Those aren't participation trophies. So you can imagine how well those comments went over. Harper publicly said he was hurt by them. And recently, he posted this video hitting in the cage wearing a shirt that literally says "Not Elite" in big letters. If that's not bulletin board material, I don't know what is. Here's my prediction. Harper absolutely goes off in 2026. I'm talking vintage Harper, the kind of season that makes Dombrowski eat every single one of those words. And before you say I'm crazy, hear me out. Harper's 33, sure, but George Springer just proved last year that aging players can absolutely rediscover their prime with modern training and coaching techniques. Plus, Harper's down 2025 was largely because of a nagging wrist injury that completely messed with his swing. Those injuries are notorious for sapping power and consistency. Give Harper a full offseason to heal up. Add in the massive chip on his shoulder from Dombrowski's comments and keep him hitting behind Kyle Schwarber in that lineup. Recipe for an absolute monster year. Sometimes the best fuel for a competitive athlete is someone doubting them, and Harper just got a full tank. Now let's talk about something even bolder. The Atlanta Braves are going to acquire Tarek Skubal at the trade deadline. Yeah, you heard that right. The reigning Cy Young winner, the guy everyone assumes is untouchable, is going to be wearing a Braves uniform by August. Forget about Atlanta's disaster 2025 season where they finished 76-86. That team has retooled brilliantly this winter, and they're getting Ronald Acuna Jr. back healthy. By the All-Star break, the Braves will have the best record in the National League, better than the Dodgers, better than the Phillies. And when you're Alex Anthopoulos sitting on top of the standings with a chance to go all in, you don't hesitate. Remember what he did at the 2015 deadline? This will be that times 10. The Tigers are in a tough spot with Skubal. He's a free agent after this season. He's a Scott Boras client, which means he's getting the biggest pitcher contract in history, and Detroit simply cannot afford that. Even if they're somehow competitive in July, they can't let him walk for nothing. They'll have to trade him, and when Anthopoulos comes calling with a package of prospects that makes their front office drool, it's going to happen. The baseball world will absolutely lose its mind, but that's exactly the kind of move that wins championships. Let's shift gears to Toronto and Anthony Santander, because I think we're about to see a redemption arc that nobody's expecting. Santander's 2025 was basically a lost season after that shoulder injury in May. He barely played, and when he finally came back during the last week, he clearly wasn't right. The whole year felt off for him in Toronto. He left Baltimore after 8 years where he was a clubhouse leader, and with the Blue Jays, it just never clicked. By October, nobody was even talking about him. That all changes in 2026. Santander's going to lead the Blue Jays in home runs. Not just have a nice year, but actually hit more dingers than Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and George Springer. Bold? Absolutely. Impossible? Not even close. This is a guy who averaged 35 home runs from 2022 to 2024 with a 124 OPS plus. That's elite production, the kind of numbers that got him a 5-year, $92.5 million contract. He's only 31 years old, which in today's game is right in the sweet spot for power hitters. The shoulder will be fully healed. He'll have a year of adjustment to Toronto under his belt, and he'll be motivated to prove last year was a fluke. Sometimes players need a full season to adapt to a new city, new teammates, new coaching. Santander got hurt before he could even get comfortable. With a clean slate and full health, I'm betting he reminds everyone why Baltimore was so reluctant to let him walk in the first place. Look, these predictions might make me look foolish come October. There's a better than decent chance I go 0 for 3 again. But that's the beauty of baseball. The unpredictability is what makes it compelling. Every April brings new hope, new storylines, new chances for players to prove doubters wrong or fall short of expectations. We analyze and predict and argue, and then the season starts, and the game laughs at all of us. But we keep coming back, keep making predictions, keep believing we can outsmart baseball's chaos. Maybe this is the year I actually get some right. Or maybe I'll be back here in 12 months explaining why I whiffed again. Either way, it's going to be one hell of a ride finding out.